show, everybody. It's Inside Penguins Hockey presented by Comcast. Time now for questions from our audience members. We go downstairs to Dan Potash.
All right, Amy, you're up first. Who's your question for?
It's for Duper. Duper, what's your pregame ritual?
Pre-game ritual. I'm not one of those guys that needs to do the same thing all the time, but we all pretty much play soccer before the game all together, and it's pretty much all ganging up on Sid, try to get him out of the game. So that's pretty much what I do.
Chris, you in on that game too?
Yeah, when I was healthy, I played. Pretty much dominated all the time. But Duper's got every time he picks me up to go to the rink when we drive together, he has to stop at Starbucks. So they know him by name, knows his order even when he pulls up through the drive-through. So I would say that's pretty much a ritual for you.
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Good superstition. All right.
Nice.
Mac, who's your question for?
I got a question for Duper.
Yep.
What sports did you play as a kid, and were you good at it at all?
I was gonna say soccer, but I don't know if I should say I was any good at it because he's right here. Because we played before the game.
I didn't play with you when you were little, though.
No.
So you might have been good then.
I guess soccer was a sport I was playing when I was little.
Oh, Julie, who's your question for?
My question's for Chris, but I first wanted to say I do like your hat. It's very cool.
I actually do like it.
Do you have any favorite nicknames and why?
These guys call me Sonic or Hedgehog. I mean, other than that, it's just regular names from adding letters to your last name or anything. But they just, I guess, I don't know, why do you call me Sonic or Hedgehog, Duper?
Well, Sonic, you guys all played Sega before.
Yeah. Sega
That
Genesis.
little ball that's rolling on it, that's what he looks like on the ice when he runs around trying to hit people.
What a compliment. That's a compliment, right?
And collect rings.
I think it's a
Collecting
fantastic compliment.
Collecting rings too out there.
All right.
Teresa, you're up.
It's for Chris. The most memorable hit that you've given.
Wow.
So many.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a long
you
time.
pick one?
I think I like the one against Timonen.
Yes.
Against the Flyers here, just from being a rivalry team and things like that. But, I don't know, you kind of forget them fairly quick because sooner or later they're going to catch up with you and someone's going to catch you kind of the same way. So I think that's probably my most memorable one, being here as a Penguin.
How about for you, what was the hardest you were ever hit?
I got hit in the minors and broke my jaw in 2 spots with an elbow. So that's kind of one I always remember.
I guess
it didn't. It wasn't really a body check, more of an elbow, but yeah, it put me out for about 6 weeks and wired my jaw shut. So.
All right.
All right, our last question is from Jim. Go right ahead.
For Chris, when you're playing, do you spend more time physically or mentally preparing for a game, and is it different with depending on what team you're playing?
I think we all go over the lineups and the rosters to know who we're playing against and kind of the situations they're doing. If depending on who you're matching up against, if it's like a Mike Richards or if you're in the lineup and you're playing against a guy like Sean Avery or different guys, I think everybody goes down the roster, knows who's going to play a certain way. But preparing for games, I think mentally you just go through it the same way. You want to do kind of a checklist of what you do well. If I skate in straight lines, physical, be first to pucks, kind of initiate and not have to react to things are kind of things that I think about going into a game and try to keep the same basis and trying to play the same way every night.
All right, we are going to take a break and return to wrap things up. We'll have some one-timers with these guys, and we'll close out the show here on Inside Penguins Hockey, presented by Comcast. We'll be right back. Thank you very much. It's Inside Penguins Hockey, presented by Comcast. Steve Mears here with Chris Kunitz and Pascal Dupuis. We're wrapping things up now with some one-timers. I'll ask the question. Give me the first thing that pops into your head. Chris, we start with you. Hockey idol growing up?
Wayne Gretzky.
Pretty easy one and a common one, too. How about favorite road city to visit in the NHL?
I like Chicago.
Okay, all-time favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Good one. And finally, dinner with one person in history. Anybody. Who would it be?
I like the character from Entourage, Ari Gold, who is Jeremy Piven. I think it'd be.
He always had
we
like
spend
this
a lot
all
of
the
time with teammates, and we'd play a lot of practical jokes. So I think he'd be a good kind of person to keep me entertained for a long dinner.
You're a little more mild-mannered than he is, though.
I would assume so. Yes.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Duper, fastest skater in the NHL?
Not
Not you.
Can I say me now?
No, I would.
Gosh. No. I'd say Chris Kunitz right here.
There
Little
you
Sonic.
go. All right. Toughest goalie to beat in the NHL.
Marty Brodeur.
Yeah.
Marty Brodeur.
Common answer there. How about loudest road arena?
I'd say Montreal.
20,000 plus there. Must be
20,000
fun
plus
always to go
21, yeah.
back for you. Best advice anybody ever gave you?
He actually asked me that question before to get me prepared, and I told him, like somebody told me like to pluck my eyebrows right here in the middle because I had one, but no. Just be nice, like be nice to everybody.
Be nice to everybody. That's a good
act
one.
the way you want to treat
Treat
the
others
people.
the way
Yeah,
you want to
the
be
way-
treated. Very good. And finally for you, dinner with one person in history. Anybody. Who would it be?
Probably Jean Beliveau.
Jean Beliveau.
Yes.
Montreal legend.
Yes.
But he was before your time. But you've heard of the stories of him, huh?
Yep.
What was it about
Stuck
his
around.
legend?
He's just like Mr. Hockey back home in
Yeah.
Montreal. So
And the ultimate gentleman. You talk about being nice. He's
Yes.
known as like the ultimate gentleman, right?
Yep.
How big is he up there?
he's about 6'2", actually 6'4".
All right, great stuff. Let's hear it for Pascal Dupuis and Chris Kunitz. Thanks so much to our audience members. They were fantastic as always. And we will see you next week on Inside Penguins Hockey, presented by Comcast.